Hi, this is Travis with Point in Time Software. In this video, I will be demonstrating and showing you how to use Opportunity Mapper, one of the three components of Strategy Mapper. As you can see, I am in an opportunity called Strategy Mapper, and I'm going to go ahead and create my plan. This is the initial time or the first time when I create my plan, so I'll need to choose a template. Once you choose a template, this will be your template throughout the life of the opportunity, and you will not have to do this step again. So I'm going to choose my frontal strategy. If there was more or other templates, I would select which one is appropriate for this particular opportunity. And I'm going to go ahead and click Save. What's going to happen now is going to build out the opportunity based on the template and information that I already have gathered inside of the opportunity. So what you'll see here is we have some buttons on top, and then we have some tabs across the top of the plan. I'll go through the tabs first, and then I'll go into the buttons after that. So as you can see, we have our opportunity details. This is information that we have in the opportunity already. And yours might be different based on what has been selected inside of the opportunity. You could have standard Salesforce fields or custom fields that have been created for your organization. You can have the products or solutions that you're selling inside of the opportunity. Here you can see I have Strategy Mapper and I have a quantity of 500. And then here I have the partners that are working with me inside of this opportunity. Again, this was done in the opportunity, but we pull it inside of the plan. Here I have my strategy to win, my tactics, and my value prop. What you can see is that because these are rich text fields, I can have hyperlinks to things that will assist me in this opportunity to drive it to successful closure. I can change anything in these tabs and it does not affect the template. It only affects my opportunity right here. Here again we score based same as we talked about in Account Mapper. Not started is 0, working is 50, and completed is 100. So I'm going to say I'm working on my strategy, working on my tactics. Tactics can change depending upon the situation. And my value proposition is pretty well baked, so I'll say it's completed. Here's my manager comments and team comments, and I'll show you how you can inform your manager and team to be able to add comments in the plan, which are very important. Here I have any open activities inside of the opportunity, and of course I can add attachments to here. Example, RFP, RFI, response, pricing, quotes, whatever I need to assist me in this opportunity. The next I have my customer buying process. Again, this is brought down from Account Mapper. So even though I own the opportunity, I may not own the account, but I need to be aware of their buying process and how I can line it up with my selling process. What you can do here, you can remove all of them, or you can add a little bit more granularity to your opportunity. For example, I want to add something in the 5th position here. I'm just going to type in 5, and I want to add something, and this is really pertaining to this opportunity, and I need to install productions. That's one of the processes that they're going to go through to be able to make a decision on moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and work it. I like to save often. These are Visual Force and APEC pages, and it just ensures that I don't lose anything that I've already done. Here are the challenges inside of the account. Again, these were brought down from the account and placed in the plan. I can say I didn't meet it. I can add new one that I identified in this opportunity. I can also go ahead and I'm going to score it and work in again, save. Here is where I could put some notes. Let's say I just had a quick conversation with the customer. It wasn't a meeting, just a quick kind of follow up. Let's see. So just a little quick note, and I can say, okay, when did I get that note? And say, oh, maybe I got it yesterday. I talked to the customer. I can go back and date it for yesterday, or I can say right now. What it does, it puts activity history inside of that opportunity. So there's no reason to go back into the opportunity. The goal basically is once you set the opportunity up, you can manage the opportunity from Opportunity Mapper and Account Mapper by interactions with your customers. I have my opportunity milestones. These are built at the template level. Milestones you can think of, maybe it's a selling process, maybe it's the buyer's journey, or however the customer, or however you're going to help that customer make the decision to go with your product. And I have some text fields I can put in here, some additional information. I can say, okay, I did complete this milestone. I can even attach a milestone to a particular stage of an opportunity. What you also notice is that some of them are regular text and some are bold. Bold are gates. Gates are an important milestone that need to be successfully completed before moving forward. We don't make it a requirement, however, it's just informational that you need to ensure that either you are yellow or green. Let's say, for example, that I have not overcome or met this gate. If I click red here and if I save this, what you're going to see is that now this tab turns red. This is information to me or anybody else looking at my plan that there's something wrong here. Now, how can I help, or how do I go ahead and remove that and move it to a green or yellow? And again, I can select a stage to place that in. You can have as many milestones as required for your particular organization. And again, these are at the opportunity template level. So here I have my customer requirements, and I've already had a meeting using Meeting Mapper, so I've gathered some requirements of what the customer is looking for. And you can see that we have a very good solution score. So our solution is matching up with the requirements so far that we've identified inside of the customer. I've got my stages of the opportunity, and these are built on the template. So when I bring it, select the template, it will populate these stages. These are right from Salesforce. But you'll notice here is we've put some information that we call really just-in-time sales enablement. So I've got some information or questions I may want to be able to ask a customer, and I've got some useful links that I can send to the prospect or customer. So now it really helps me to focus on what I need to do in each particular stage in order to win this deal and move it forward. And as you can see, when you create a meeting in a stage, we will annotate that meeting in that particular stage. When a stage is moved or closed, we will collapse this so you'll know where you're at any point in time inside of the opportunity. I have my competitors. Again, I have a meeting with Meeting Mapper and I've identified some competitors. And I've got their strengths and weaknesses already. And you'll add these as the process or the opportunity goes forward. Here's the last meeting that I had with the customer. I've got some great information. I've got my notes, public, and I've got my internal notes. I've got some actionable intelligence. What decisions, what's the decision date? Not the close date, but the decision date. And remember, if you look back at that challenge, there may be a long legal process. So I know I need to start working on that even before the decision date, because the close date may be 15 days before after this decision date when I projected it. Is a project budgeted, and what actions are coming out of this meeting? Here's the customer requirements again. Here's my competitors. Here's some pain points. Here's some strengths I've learned. Here's some obstacles. I even can put in here information about how I'm going to overcome this obstacle. And I may put to be able to maybe work out some financing terms or something like that. That's how I'm going to remove this obstacle. Objections, no resources. How am I going to overcome, mitigate this objection? We're going to assist in the deployment. And here are the why buys. Again, as I'm gaining or having meetings, this information will change in real time. So I'm updating the plan in real time. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Here is my opportunity timeline. So this basically shows me how the opportunity changes from when people come into the meeting from the customer perspective or my team, when their stance goes up and when their stance goes down. You can cycle through every meeting that you've had. And again, the meetings are hyperlinked, so I can go back in and look at that particular meeting. Here's my customer team right here. And here is my account team. On the customer team, let's say I had a call with Lisa or I found out some information about Lisa. I can go ahead and change her stance and role right here. Don't necessarily have to have a meeting. So if I just have a quick call or get some additional information, I can update my plan in real time. So those are the tabs. Now, when you initially create your plan and you have not had a meeting completed using Meeting Mapper, the Meeting tab, the Customer team, and the Account team tabs will not be visible until you have created and completed at least one meeting using Meeting Mapper. So here I have my buttons. This takes me back into the opportunity, the standard Salesforce page. Here I can save my plan. Here's where I can notify my manager or anybody else. I can send them an email, and it'll be directing them and hyperlinking back to this plan. I can notify my team. They put their comments. Here is I have my opportunity score. Very much like Account Mapper, this is basically the interactions that I'm having with the account plan itself. You see my score. And here is the interactions or the information I'm gathering in Meeting Mapper. Again, these are weighted 1 by default, and your organization can change the weights as necessary. You can see here I've got an objection and an obstacle. When you have identified an objection or an obstacle, those are negative numbers. Those take away from your score until you mitigate, remove, or overcome whatever they may be. And then that'll change the score. Another thing that affects the score heavily is the yellow flag or a red flag for a meeting attendee, because they're at a certain role and stance that can negatively impact this opportunity. So that makes a big difference, and those are configurable also based on your organization requirements. Here I have my opportunity playbook, so I can go ahead and click on this, and it has a couple sections about the, when is the close date for the meeting. Here is based on the date that I created this plan. The decision date, I have 46 days left until that decision. Is it budgeted? What's the forecasted revenue, the stage, and things like that. The more you use Meeting Mapper and Strategy Mapper, the situational awareness becomes very key, because based on the information that you gather, the challenges or the pain points, the obstacles, objections, your strength, your weaknesses, and then based on the product, industry, and customer's location, we will go ahead and identify those. So you need to be aware of those before you even have a meeting. For example, what could be an objection? What can be an obstacle? What are the pain points? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Now this gives you a leg up to your competitors, and when you do meet with the customer, you're able to answer these questions or mitigate or really hone in on how your solution can fix their pain points. Right here again, pain points, the competitors, objections, obstacles. So these are pre-populated. Even before you have a meeting, I'll get this information. Here are my milestones. You can see this is red because I have not overcame or met this gate, comments, and the stage. Here's my current situation. I have a 25. How can I increase that? Lisa is a yellow flag. I need to change her stance or somehow get her out of the opportunity where she cannot negatively impact it. That's very key. Here's what I need to complete. Here's what I need to do to engage with the customer. I need to identify the buyer and a champion. And I need to remove the obstacle and objections. My solution score is looking really, really good. I've got 100. But if it was below 60, for example, I either need to change the customer requirements, products, bring in a partner, or ramp up or move sooner any products on the roadmap before the decision date. And again, here are the requirements. Here's my value proposition right here. Here's my strategy. My tactics are based right here. Here's the customer buying process. They're in identify the opportunity. I'm in prospecting. So we're lined up. And this will move as your stages move throughout the selling cycle and when you move from their buying process continually along through the opportunity. Here are the challenges inside of the opportunity, any notes, competitors, the actions, decisions. How are we going to overcome this objection? We'll assist in the deployment. And how about this obstacle? Here are the customer team we've met with, their stance and role, and any information about that particular person that we've met with. And that is your opportunity plan, and they're updated in real time based on the information that you're receiving from either updating the plan or in Meeting Mapper for meetings linked to this opportunity. I can schedule a new meeting, a quick meeting, and I can look at my org chart and I can determine, based on some conversation, who reports to who. What I found out that Lisa reports to John. So I can just drag Lisa over here, and now I'm building out my org chart in real time. And then I can look at some information about Lisa. If I had a meeting with them before, I can look at the stance that they had last time I met with them. So the goal is, once you create the opportunity in Salesforce, you should be able to manage the opportunity and drive it to successful completion using Strategy Mapper from Opportunity Mapper and Meeting Mapper to be able to drive the conversation and win the opportunity. So that is Strategy Mapper or Opportunity Mapper, one of the three solutions within Strategy Mapper: Account Mapper, Opportunity Mapper, and Meeting Mapper. Thank you.